Bollywood movies did you grow up watching?
So I found Bollywood later because I remembered trying to that's part of the reason I overcompensate a little bit now with like pride and being Indian.
Right.
I remember being embarrassed by it and like, oh, these movies are stupid, blah, blah, blah. And then when I was like in my 20s and I was trying to like reconnect, I was like made it a point to watch like classic movies. So the first one I watched was Diwar, and then I watched Sholay, and then I watched DDLJ, and then I watched K3G. And these are like classics that are my age, but like I remember starting with a couple of older movies. And my favorite is probably DDLJ.
Unsurprising.
Or K3G.
Yeah, unsurprising.
Or Kal Ho Naa Ho. Kal Ho Naa Ho, Shah Rukh Khan in the first act of that movie, it's one of the greatest comedic performances I've ever seen in my life. I will cry if I meet Shah Rukh Khan. I'm not even bullshitting. I will cry. He means so much to NRIs, I'm sure Indians in general, but to us, he was our connection to India. And he was like charming and confident, and just like the way Will Smith was with girls in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Shah Rukh Khan was that in Bollywood. Like silly, but charming and great at flirting. And the way he's flirting with Preeti Zinta and Kal Ho Naa Ho is like top tier flirting. I'm unbelievable. So funny, so charming. And I had never seen that in Bollywood. I'd never seen an Indian acting like that. So it was like, yeah, man, even now when I watch that movie, that scene where he's coaching Saif Ali Khan on how to get Preeti Zinta to like, he's being so funny when he's like, cool. And then he's like, stop shaking your head like that, whatever. Like, I was like, this is unbelievable, man. He's so funny.
And do you keep up with Bollywood?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not as much as I'd like to, but yeah. Last three movies I watched were Lapata Ladies and 12th Fail. And Hira Mandi, we watched the series. Huh?
Did you watch Animal?
I watched Animal. This is the funniest thing about this whole controversy. Ranveer makes a joke. Would you rather, and I'm going to say it because I don't give a and I'm American and I can get away with it. Would you rather watch your parents have sex forever or join in and make it stop? Whole country is in outrage. How dare this person? India should not. This is not the India that I know. Animal is the most violent movie I've ever seen in any genre. This guy's a fucking monster. People are getting cut up with machetes. It's just psychopaths killing each other. That's a massive success. They're making a sequel.
And they're calling it Animal Park.
I mean, what the fuck are we doing? Does no one else see the hypocrisy in this? Or the inconsistency, at least? I'm not saying hypocrisy, but it's definitely incongruent that you're like, hey, this is a problem. This joke is not, we are better than that as Indians. But a movie where you're making eye contact with me is weirding me out now. I know what you're doing. But a movie...
I'm pretending to listen.
Yeah. But a movie where a guy goes on a 15-minute killing spree, chokes out his brother-in-law, strangles him to death, then that brother takes revenge and kills one of his bodyguards who's his cousin, and there's blood all over his face. That's all good. No, that's fine. That joke is unacceptable.
Yeah, I was talking to a journalist about this yesterday, and she said something similar. She's like, I can tell you movies that were super hit, that had similar themes built into the movie from before you were born. Right?
Yeah.
And so, bro, I don't think any man worth their salt can stand up and say that there is no inconsistency in here. There is definitely an inconsistency here. But yeah, I mean, Animal, I frankly thought was a series of Instagram reels stitched together as a movie. Because where it began, I was kind of interested. I was like, show me this father-son sort of fight. I think it's a huge theme. I think it's a very unexplored idea that men fight at home. And there is a rift there that sometimes never heals. But it ended up being something else by the end of it. It was cousins of different religions fighting.
Yeah.
Right? Going
but they were actually brothers or something like that.
Right?
It was a really odd thing. Now, I will say, I watched the movie not understanding what happened, and maybe that's why, but it stuck with me in a way that I can't understand. I thought about it all the time. And maybe that's the point of art, is I just, for whatever reason, I just kept thinking about it. Because I just never seen a movie like that. Yeah. So artistically, in that sense, I really liked it. That should be allowed. But to act like that's okay, and that's a mega hit, and this joke, that is a very innocuous joke, or the joke somebody's in trouble for now, it's a very innocuous joke. And you guys can tell me I don't know India, and you're right. But I know stand-up comedy better than almost every human being in the fucking galaxy. So either I'm right, and you should allow that joke to happen, or India should not have stand-up. It's a fucking farce if that's not acceptable.
Yeah, I feel like probably neither of those extremes are true. Probably there's something like, if I was not on camera and we could talk about it longer, I'd argue my way until we arrived at a middle point and like try and see you where you are and you see me where I am. But you know what's also very interesting, and this is universal. If I ever meet an NRI, they've all seen DDLJ and they've all seen Kal Ho Naa Ho and K3G, and that's their sort of access point, dude.
Yeah.
I also heard that a lot of these films were made by money sent by NRIs.
Oh,
So a
that
lot
makes
of the
sense.
production was happening from people who'd moved abroad, Gujaratis.
I mean, these are
on
all
the East
movies
Coast.
that don't take place in India. Oh,
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
K3G, half of it does, but
Right.
it's in London also.
But it's also about all these Indian values that you must maintain once you
Yeah,
move
yeah,
abroad and that kind
yeah.
of stuff. And it was all propaganda for you, man. So
Yeah.
you remain Indian.
Yeah.
And there was a East Coast Gujaratis making sure.
And
that
Shah Rukh was I can't imagine anybody else connecting with us the way he did.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I skipped that bit. My father would not let me watch movies when I was a kid. My father had a thing where he was like, good people do not watch movies. And he would insist on that. And he would really insist on that. Like, I remember I had an entire fight with him one day because I finished my exam and I was like, Dad, I'm going to go watch a movie with my friends. And he's like, no, good people don't watch movies. It's all the...
He didn't want you to watch animals and get some ideas.
No, that would be nice because then I would love him more,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But so I didn't watch a lot of movies, but it's true that Indians connect with Shah Rukh Khan the exact same way, bro. It's the same. Like he's the star. Every famous person I know would tell you stories about Shah Rukh. The one time they met Shah Rukh for hours, man.
And I've never heard a negative thing, which is crazy.
Never
heard a negative thing. The one thing he said, and I would love to ask him this on if I ever got the honor of interviewing him. Have you seen his David Letterman interview?
Maybe clips.
I forget. David Letterman has a series. I forget what it's called, but he does an episode with Shah Rukh Khan. And I think Letterman is great, but that's the only episode I've really watched. I was interested. Shah Rukh Khan said a thing to Dave. He goes, I knew I wasn't the best actor, but I knew if I could make people love me, then I could have a long career. And that is exactly what happened. And I'm wondering, how the did you do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can make people love me. How? What did you do? What are you doing?
Yeah.
I want to know that thought process of what the things you're doing. Because that's a fascinating answer. And I think it's exactly, you did everything you said you were going to do. How?
Yeah, that's such a good question. For people in our position,
Yeah.
you like to know that, what the know-how behind
Just in
it.
general, I'm just fascinated by knowing human psychology that well that I can make 1.4 billion Indians and another 500 million NRIs or however many there are. I can make them fall in love with me. If
Yeah.
Pakistanis, whatever, there's 2 billion people that love this guy.
3
billion people
That's what
that
I've heard.
love this guy.
Did you see his outfit at the Met Gala?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the way he handled it. I liked Diljit's outfit better, but Shah Rukh was like, this is what I'm comfortable wearing.
Right.
And
I'm sure he doesn't care to impress at that level.
Yeah. But it's funny, you're seeing these interviewers, there's a lot of NRIs upset because there's no real coverage of the Bollywood stars. The girls who are interviewing Shah Rukh, they clearly don't know who the he is. Sabia Sachi has to come over and say, you guys don't understand how famous this person is. And they're like, no, yeah, I know. And he's like, no, you don't. And they don't.
No. They have no idea.
But that's the thing that my wife has been upset about. And I get it. I'm like, yeah, you should. Because in America, we get so upset on other people's behalves. Oh, these interviewers didn't give this guy respect.
Sure.
Above everyone else that you've ever talked to, Shah Rukh Khan deserves respect and adulation and know who you're talking to.
Yeah,
and they
man.
didn't.
बॉस अगर आपको हमारी इंटरेस्टिंग कॉन्वर्सेशंस पसंद है तो आपको पता होना चाहिए हम एक्सक्लूसिवली अवेलेबल हैं स्पॉटिफाई ऑडियो ओनली प्लेटफॉर्म पर भी आप चलते हुए ड्राइव करते हुए ट्रेन में सफाई करते हुए वर्कआउट करते हुए बातचीत करते हुए हमें सुन सकते हैं अपने कानों में स्पॉटिफाई पे द लिंक इज इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन प्रेस इट सब्सक्राइब टू अस ऑन स्पॉटिफाई